Hello, lovely people. Welcome to episode 6 of Gathering Nature. I'm Jaden, Cornelious, your host. And in a minute, I'm going to be going over to sunny Scotland to meet my partner in plants and medical herbalist, the amazing Natasha Lloyd. And she's going to let us know what plant we're chatting about today. Let's go and do it, shall we?
Hi there. It's me again, Natasha. And we are now going to look at a few plants actually in one beautiful stand. So we have some meadowsweet, lovely meadowsweet here, Queen of the Meadow, Philippengia ulmaria.
Meadowsweet it is. Let's go and chat about it. Medical herbalist, president of, what are you president of? Tell everybody.
It's the National Institute of Medical Herbalists.
Wow.
The UK's oldest and largest governing body for herbalists.
That's amazing.
61 years old.
That's amazing. Because that just proves you ain't thick or anything.
I know, it feels really good in that sense.
I'm never going to be a president of nothing. Maybe I would be the president of, I don't know, Chapman Harry Potter Lovers Association, but that would be about it. But no, so it's lovely to have not only a friend, but a president on the show. I don't know whether I should bow or genuflect, quite frankly.
It's just a role, it's the whole team, it's not just me.
Yeah, and I just hope, even though president, you're still stuck on Gathering Nature with Jaden, talking today about meadowsweet.
Yes.
So how lovely is that? I don't know much about it at all, so go for it, kiddo.
Use it loads in clinic. It's particularly good for acid reflux. Ooh, as a tea, it's very good. So very common issue, acid reflux, and it has hand on heart worked every single time.
Sweet. And only as a tea, you wouldn't chew the leaf or the flower or the root or the stem?
There's many routes of administration, but for the acid reflux, I tend to use tea. You can use tincture, but of course the alcohol can then cause an acid reflux. Yeah. But do put it in people's mixes as well with alcohol and tinctures.
Okay.
So it's where aspirin, one of the two plants that aspirin was first discovered in. One was white willow and the other one is meadowsweet.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really interesting because meadowsweet, the compound in meadowsweet is salicylic acid, and aspirin is acetyl salicylic acid.
Okay.
And aspirin is sometimes known to cause an ulcer for some people.
Yes. Actually, I was told I couldn't take aspirin because I've got ulcers.
Well, meadowsweet pretty much every time heals an ulcer.
Wow, okay.
So it's not the same mechanism of action because aspirin is a painkiller. It was an anti-inflammatory as well. But meadowsweet is just a anti-inflammatory. So okay. One is a COX-2 inhibitor, that's aspirin, and meadowsweet is a COX-1 inhibitor. And it's interesting, I believe a while back, they tried to make a COX-1 inhibitor as a pill, and it didn't fully work. So it really indicates that there's lots of compounds that we haven't fully identified yet that actually buffer the effects of the salicylic acid in order to help it do its job. So that's where herbal medicine becomes really interesting from a scientific point of view, because we haven't fully identified everything. I'm sure someone's working on this somewhere. I hope so. But as a whole plant, you're getting more. The problem people find sticky as a scientist is they don't know fully what those compounds are.
I guess we've spent so much time trying to replicate nature, and it just proves that it's way more intelligent than us.
Yes. And the more you peel back layers, the more complex it becomes.
I can imagine. So at the moment we're talking about meadowsweet in its using the leaves and the flowers as a tea, or just the leaves, or
the whole aerial part, the leaves and
stem, everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else? I mean, so that's as a tea. You would use all of that as a tincture as well?
Yes.
So everything from the root upwards is not going to poison you. What else would you use it for?
Unless you're allergic to aspirin.
And then you don't be careful.
Yeah. What else would I use it for? Well, it is got a very delicious honeyed vanilla flavour.
All of it?
The flowers particularly. So if you steep it for a short period of time, you will get the honeyed vanilla flavour. If you steep it for too long, then you get the salicylic acid and you get like the germaline flavour.
Wow, so okay.
So you want to steep it for a short period of time in your milk or cream, or substitute for those coconut cream, and then you can make a really good ice cream from it.
Okay. If you're steeping it, does it still have the medicinal effects as well?
To a degree, yes.
I mean, like with things like, we talk about like the medicinal properties of plants. Now, you wouldn't necessarily go and drink 17 aspirin in a glass of water. Is there a limit of if like meadowsweet and white willow have the same type of effects as an aspirin would, so that the anti-inflammatory, is there a point where you shouldn't have more than a glass, more than a thimble, more than 6 drops? I mean, does it become dangerous, even though, or is it different because it's not a chemical made pharmaceutical thing?
You still have to be really respectful, and dosages are really important, and often the difference between your medicine and your poison. So dose is really, really important.
Okay.
So yes, there is a limit.
So would there be a limit to meadowsweet ice cream?
The amount of times, I wouldn't eat it every day, and I wouldn't eat. I'm thinking of just a small scoop on the side of an apple pie.
Okay, you're not thinking of Jaden with Netflix and the whole bleeding tub and a spoon.
That's me on a Friday.
Because that's what I'll be rolling, understand? I'll be aspirined, meadowsweeted right up by the end of...
But it's really astringent. It's astringent to the whole digestive tract, as well as soothing and reducing any redness or damage that's been done. It will also dry up, so you'd end up probably with quite bad constipation because it would suck everything. Yeah.
So everything in moderation.
Yes. Okay. And at the right pace. So that's where we go and see a medical herbalist
to
make sure.
Do you know any available to answer
questions? I know a few.
Speak to Nat. She's a whole bloody president of them now, so I'm sure she can find someone to help you even if she's not available. So so don't, it just shows, don't be a glutton even with the ice cream. Everything in moderation, little and often, right? What else? So ice cream, I'm loving that already. So any other culinary or drinkily properties?
So I would quite happily put it into a chutney, or just trying to think of other applications that I would use that. Is
it like a nettle that you would only use the younger plant rather than the older plant, or is it just literally, does the taste go from honey to germaline only with the time that you're steeping it and not the age of the plant?
No, with meadowsweet, it keeps its flavour throughout its flowering.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it, when you start looking at those kind of laws and rules around things.
And a lot of information, like obviously you've years of study, and whereas like to the commoner, you would kind of think, well, if this particular, because a lot of the plants, like you and Jackie have been saying as well throughout the shows, that best harvest when they're in their new form, so before flower, or directly during flower, or directly after flower, and a lot of them seem to follow quite a similar kind of routine, whereas we all know that as humans are completely different, plants are completely different, so it's not one rule for all. So the flower keeps its honey-like flavour through the whole of its flowering, but depending on how long you cook it will change the flavour. How long you stick
Yes.
it. And do you use do the leaves have that same kind of flavouring, or is it just the flower?
No, it's just the flower, but the leaves have tannins in, so that astringency comes from tannins in the leaves. And interestingly, we made them. Tannin is one of the things that you can make ink from.
Okay.
And so we made an ink from the leaves of meadowsweet.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That was fun.
Is the tea and the kind of the syrup that you would use for ice cream, is that purely the flower, or do you use the leaves in that as well?
No, that's just the flower.
The flower. Right.
Yeah.
The tea is just the flower as well.
The tea is often the whole aerial part.
Okay. So flower, stem, leaves. Are there any other things that kind of would be used by the leaves or the stem on their own, or the flowers on their own?
Not that I'm aware of. I did think of something just then, it might come back, but on the whole, that's what I tend to use it for. I'm thinking that a nice chutney I'm wondering whether a chutney would really work. I need to go and play with this because of the astringency.
Right.
And with chutney, you want it to be quite... No, that's okay to use a drying herb in there.
So would you ever, talking of a drying herb, would you ever dry the herb and use the dried herb?
Oh, that's what I remember. It used to be used as a strewing herb.
What's that?
So a strewing herb is, years and years ago, people would often have their cattle in the house with them. So you'd have one half of the house for humans, one half of the house for animals, which was often cattle.
All just watch Netflix together. That's amazing.
With our tubs of Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah. Tubs of meadowsweet ice cream, thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be making our own. And so it would sometimes get aromatic in the house.
I can imagine.
Stinky. And so in order to change that, people would put down strewing herbs. It wasn't just when you had...
Oh, like on the floor, like they'll have all... They did that in medieval times. Okay.
And so to change the smell of the place, and it was one of those, it was a strewing herb, so it would give that vanilla flavour when you walked on it.
Nice. I might try that here if I can find meadowsweet. Not that I have cows chilling out in my bathroom area, but, you know, just to see if it actually works. Go back to basics. That's amazing. So any other wonderful information about meadowsweet that I need to know?
Not that I can think of. We'll have to see what Leila comes up with and what Jackie comes up with.
Absolutely. Well, that sounds like a plan, Stan. Okay, well, we're going to go over to the United States of the United States now of America, and we're going to meet with our transatlantic herbalist, healer, photographer, bloody lovely lady, the amazing Leila Neal. Thank you so much, Nat. I'll see you again soon.
See you in a bit.
See you, hon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Natasha. So much information. So lovely to see you. And yeah, let's go over and chat to our other lovely presenters. Firstly, let's go and catch up with Leila in the United States of America and find out a bit of information from her.
So it's evening here at Hat Creek. It's really beautiful but incredibly buggy tonight. And I was looking for some meadowsweet and... gosh, I can't find it. Well, I misidentified it earlier. So this is one of the most important thing as foraging and using herbs is you correctly identify them, because it can be catastrophic. And the best way is to get to know your plants. So get your books, learn their structures, the leaf shapes, petals, smells, and really know how to identify. Now, I'm going to show you the plant that I thought was meadowsweet, but so at first I thought this potentially could be it, but it's too high and the structure's different. But the terrain is absolutely spot on because we're near a creek, and meadowsweet likes damp marshland, bogs and streams.
And when you thought a chance had passed, We saved our Jackie Thackway to last. Can't wait. Let's go over meet the most wonderful witch of the West Country, the amazing Jackie Thackway.
Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the magical properties of meadow sweet. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant in flower now in the UK. Its beauty and its fragrance make it attractive to lovers and for love spells in particular. It used to also be called, or one of the other names is bridewort, and that's because it used to be strewn down the aisle of a church before a bride walked down, so that its scent as she walked across it would permeate the church. It could also be woven into bridal wreaths and into the bridal bouquets. It's one of the 3 most important herbs to Druidry. And they use that in all kinds of protection magic, but also as offerings to the gods. And in Welsh legend, the goddess or the deity Blodeuwedd, I don't know whether I pronounced that correctly or not, she's called Flower Face. She was made up of various flowers, including white oak blossom, broom, and this particular beautiful plant, brideswort. Magically, it's really good for positive energy and happiness. All of these flowers that smell good, that look beautiful, that are blossoming at this time of year, are often linked to love. Warding off negative energy. If you have a heavy feeling in the house, or there's been an argument, or things just don't feel right, bringing in these flowers and putting them in vases around the house, or if you want to strew them across the front and back doors, their fragrance as people walk over them is beautiful, but having them in the house really clears negative energy. It also encourages positive energy, happiness, and enhances romantic feelings from one person to another. And for me, I use it as one of the plants to enhance psychic ability. So I might drink a tea of it before any divination work, or I might even wash some of my tools like my scrying mirrors in it, or sprinkle my cards and oracle cards with it. It's also connected with courage, and also it's connected with the fairy folk. To leave offerings of meadowsweet in places where fairies are said to reside is a really good thing. And sometimes what I do is bake biscuits, and then I put on top of the biscuits the flowers, to sprinkle some of the flowers, and leave those as offering to the fae folk. They like sweet things, so that combined with the meadowsweet is a lovely offering. You can incorporate this beautiful plant into any rituals, spells, charm bags, incenses, even with it in a beautiful, all for love, calm, happiness, healing the heart, all of that kind of thing. And for offerings to the Norse goddess Freya. She's the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. So to use this plant in any rituals and offerings to the goddess Freya, to invite her blessings into your life. And they're also lovely for dream pillows. Remember I said about the psychic awareness, this all comes into your dreaming as well. So to incorporate them with lavender and some other sleepy flat plants like hops, to put meadowsweet in a dream pillow and to sleep with that is really lovely, to invite peace, tranquility, heart's ease as well into your dreams. And maybe even a little bit of psychic dreaming. If you add it to a bath, it will cleanse and purify your energy and leave you feeling really calm. So that's a really quick overview of the plant, meadowsweet or brideswort. So go gather and enjoy.
What a wonderful show. How amazing to have all of us together chatting to you about some amazing plants. Can these shows get any better, I ask myself? Can they? Will you let me know? Do you have any more information about these plants? Do you have any customs? Do you know any folklore surrounding them? Have you made any recipes with them yourself? Please put them in the comment section. If you have any questions for Jackie, for Layla, for Natasha, please write them, and I'm sure the ladies will answer you personally ASAP. I know they're super busy, but I'm sure they will get around to it as soon as they possibly can. Please feel free to put your questions in the comment section. Please share, please like, please comment, and more importantly, please subscribe. And the four of us will be back again next week with another wonderful plant. See you then. Take care. Bye bye.